You graduated 4 defensive linemen off of last year's team. Marcus Hunt, Kevin Grenier, Spike, and Torlin Pittman in the middle. What are you going to miss most about those guys?
Just, I guess, learning from them. They always did everything right, and they were fun to watch. I love watching those guys play, and I think, mostly just learning from those guys. I know Marcus taught me a lot of stuff, so did Torlin, and so did Grenier, and so did Spike. And sometimes you don't listen to what Spike says. It's a little nut. But, learning from those guys was huge.
You go from a line last year that had 4 seniors, who 3 of them started, all of them played a lot, to a line this year with no seniors. How does that change the personality or the chemistry of this group?
I think we know each other pretty well, and I think it's going to take a lot of people to step up, and I think that's what we really need, especially because we need a bunch of leaders. And I think without having one senior that needs to be a leader, it's going to take all of us to, at one point lead and at one point follow. I think it'll take a whole group for us.
I was going to say, you and Bo Barnes and I guess Darian Wright are sort of the old men of the group now. Is it a leadership by committee now in terms of off-season, getting guys to work out, getting guys to get in the weight room, that kind of thing?
I mean, we didn't have any problems with getting anybody in the weight room. Everybody's willing to work, and everybody's fighting for a job. And me, Darian, and Bo know that our starting job ain't set, so everybody's fighting for it right now, and we're going to be working for that the whole time.
Other than adding a few pounds and getting stronger, what's the biggest difference in you as a player between when you got here as a freshman and now going into this season?
Probably confidence. When I got here and last year, I was still kind of not really sure on the plays and what to do and how to do it, and I wasn't as strong, and getting stronger and a little bit quicker has helped me in my confidence and knowing the plays. So now I can just play instead of thinking too much.
All right, you mentioned your strength. You recently set the new record for the power clean with, 352 pounds? With some lifts, it's easy to see how they translate to the field. Like an offensive lineman bench pressing, all right, you can picture him pushing someone back. Mm-hmm. Explain for the people watching this, I guess, first of all, what the power clean is and how it translates to the field.
Well, power clean is just get down and using all explosion to pull the ball up to your chest, pretty much, and that helps a bunch when you're using your hips coming off the line. And I can tell a huge difference in how fast I come off the ball and how hard I'm hitting the offensive lineman, because it takes a lot more hip strength, and that power clean's helped out a bunch. Working on that.
Anytime you lose a guy who looks like Marcus Hunt, the perception is the group is smaller. Mm-hmm. You're not a small guy. Bo, Andy McClenahan, Darian Wright, and Nick in the middle. I mean, it's not a small group, but with guys like Marcus gone, is there a difference in the way the defensive linemen will be used this year because of the perceived change in size?
Coach Mason said he's going to use us for a lot of speed. I mean, we got our guys' specialty. I mean, we're not huge like Marcus was, obviously, but I mean, we're not little either. But we're quick, we're fast, and he's going to use us moving around a lot more.
Taking yourself out of the equation, who have you seen the most improvement in among the defensive linemen since they got here to now?
I think I've seen the most is out of Andy and Ely and Conley as well. Most of them have been working. They've been working real hard. They've been putting on weight, and they've been doing things right.
What about the group of freshmen? June Jones said that all of them have done some things pretty well so far. They've got some good size. They've got some good athleticism. Of the freshmen, who's jumped out at you in the first few days?
If it had to be anybody, I would probably say Zelt. Zelt's he's got an attitude, that one you need for football, and he doesn't back down, and you can kind of tell that he knows what he's doing, and he's made some good plays so far.
When you guys go live, when you go 11 on 11, you're now going up against a new guy who's not a freshman, obviously. Thomas Ashcraft transferred in from Texas. What are your early impressions of him? What does he do well at left tackle?
He's strong, that's for sure. He's you can't let that guy grab you. You ain't getting off. But no, he's good. He's quick. He's aggressive, and I think he's a good player. I think he's real good.
All right, your other job on this team potentially is deep snapper. How does that competition get sorted out? I mean, is it simply the accuracy and the velocity of the ball? Is it blocking assignments? How's that pecking order settling out?
Well, I think it's everything, because you got to be able to snap and do. I mean, you got to be able to snap just as good as you can block. Because if you can snap and you can't block, I mean, that's a straight line right to the punter. So I mean, you got to block and you got to block and snap just as well as anything.
Yesterday we were talking to Coach Jones, and he said that the freshman Jordan Topolka, he said, I couldn't put him in there on field goals. Again, for the purpose of the people who are watching this who've never blocked, what's the difference between deep snapping for punts and deep snapping for field goals?
Well, field goals, you got to hold your ground. You got to be big in there. You got to be wide, and you got to be you really got to help out, because those are going to try to rush those A gaps, and you put those big DTs in there, and you can't be little in there. You got to be big. You got to hold your ground. Besides, and during a punt, you don't really have to be huge. You just got to be able to punt, and then you got to be able to snap, and then you got to set back and be able to get in the right position. I mean, as well as you got to have some size too, so you don't get pushed back and just knocked out of the way.